Hey there, my fellow conscripted dwarves. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Dwarf Fortress. Episode 9, Constructing a Barracks and Archery Range. So in the smoothing, you can carve gaps in smooth walls to allow your archers to fire upon invaders. There is a caveat here, however. My understanding is that sometimes your archers are like dumb and they will like charge the enemy with their crossbows and then try to bash enemies with crossbows, which is like the worst weapon that you can attack an enemy with. So you kind of have to like make it foolproof a little bit. But the current priority is build a barracks archery range. Now I'll also say, in preparing for this stream, I spent an embarrassing amount of time trying to set up an archery range that allowed for training, and I couldn't get it working. And I did some deep diving on like Reddit and the Steam forums, and like a lot of people were saying it was bugged. So maybe I can have you guys walk me through it once I'm closer to the process, and I'll let you know when I want input trying to troubleshoot it. But I think what I'll try to do for the scope of this project is to set up the area where when I have a military, they will sleep and train, and the area where archers will train. So from a strategic standpoint, I want to be very careful about what I introduce into our fortress from the mines below, which means I'm more likely to be attacked through the surface. And to that end, I'm going to mine out this area and plan on... Actually, maybe not right there. I'm planning on having my barracks and archery range be around here. You want your soldiers stationed close to where the action's going to be, and also potentially very close to where the levers are going to be. So I will build an archery range. Ooh. I'll build an archery range here. How close am I to map edge? So this is map edge. I'll build it one there, knowing that I can build another 7x11 on the other side, so we can have potentially two archery ranges. And then I'll build their barracks here, and it's like overly large, I fully acknowledge. Okay. Archery has always had a lot of problems. I think the latest patch, yeah, I did read the latest patch fixed a lot of the issues, but like just yesterday and today I was trying to make archery training work, and I had the training regiment, the people, the gear, the quivers, the bow, the bolts, or the crossbow rather, the bolts. Like I had everything I should have needed, and it was still like, nope, sorry. But your idiots have no idea what a bow is, and they refuse to use it. And I was like, I give up. All right, do we have steel bars yet? Not yet. But it's in process. And I built it back here so there's room for more military squads depending on our population. So there's room to grow. And what I think I want to do is the access to the shooting area. I think what I'll do, the first shooting area I have will be here. But this is kind of a bad spot for some strategic reasons because I can't abuse Z level. So it's not going to be perfect, but I guess I'm fine with not meta. I'm not really trying to play meta, so I suppose that's fine. So excavating out the rooms. Making sure I'm keeping up on any alerts that might be needing attention. So barracks are really straightforward. A barracks is an area that you can designate like this. And when you have a squad, which at the moment, I'm going to do something a little weird, where if I go to my labor menu, or rather to my nobles administration, I'm going to take Scorpio off of militia commander, and instead put on my Fisher Dwarf, Dumont. Because if I'm not mistaken, Dumont is a not unreasonably skilled... Oh, it wasn't Dumont. It is, Marith, or whatever. And Tellin. Anthro, or Arthro. Thank you for the raid. You were also playing some DF today? Oh, well, welcome. Always a pleasure to have you here. I am pretty early in this this run, so it should be easy for your viewers to follow along. What were you working in your stream? So the bowman that I wanted to put as leader is not you. It was this stonecrafter, Marith. All right, let's fix that. Militia commander. And I suppose if they're going to be the militia commander, I might as well raffle them off, so I'll do that in just a moment. There they are. So the leader of our militia is now a adequate bowman. A little bit by design. And if I create a squad over here, and I'll give me just one moment, and I'll fire up the old raffle timer. Done. Raffle timer's at the top there. I'm going to create a squad. At the moment for no uniform. And let's go ahead and rename it. Well, actually, I'm going to get rid of the squad for now. Just because I don't really even have a place for them. But, well, just to be able to demo, maybe I will. So here we go. We create a squad. The Sepia posts. And then in the dorm... or the barracks here, you can assign them as this is where they sleep, meaning that they sleep closer to where the action might be. This is where they train. But if I want them to be archers, I wouldn't want them training in the barracks. Barracks training trains, if you have melee weapons, it trains like striking and blocking. And if you don't have melee weapons, it's like dodging and the like. And then you can also have them store their gear here and ammunition as well. But, as I said, I am not ready for that just yet, so delete. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is channel this out here. And then create a staircase here that goes down. So, military, archery targets. Use shale. And build some archery targets. I only have 6 in this case. Let's hide these squad overlay. I don't need that right now. Do I have steel yet? Bars. Pig iron. I only have started making pig iron, so it's going to be a minute. Wow, they were eager to do that work. All right, down here, I'm going to mine a tunnel to where the channel is. And then I'm going to destroy the channel. And I'll explain all this in a minute. So when you fire on an archery target, if your shot hits, the bolt's gone. If the shot misses, it drops in front of the target. And it can be fetched from below here, where you're not going to, like, fire on your friends. The next thing we want for this is bolts. Oh, come on, I'm typing. Bolts, stockpile, and custom ammo bolts made of... let's try iron. I'm not going to bother with steel bolts, just because of the labor required to make steel is a lot greater than iron. If I can practice with anything, I want to practice with iron. Initially, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a steel crossbow and iron bolts. And then if I'm really facing threats, like actual threats I need to defend myself, I'll ramp it up to steel bolts instead of iron bolts, which are stronger and better. So, bolt stockpile, and I'm not even going to put them in bins. I'm just going to leave them on the floor. With that said, go to the other stockpile, the overflow stockpile, and remove bolts. Or actually, let's remove... Yeah, I'm going to remove all ammo. I don't think I really have any other ammo. Yeah, I have no ammo, so it doesn't really matter. Which means I'm not, like, stockpiling, like, arrows or blowgun darts or anything like that. Alright. In here, we will set up an archery range for this area, except make sure to be firing upwards, and I'm just going to call this archery range for now. But normally what you would do is you would assign a squad to use that specific barracks. I'm not going to bother doing that right now because I don't have a crossbow, so I don't have a squad that can even bother using it. Now, the other thing I wanted to do is set up the... So initially, the only, I'm really only going to have, like, one person be in the, in the military, because I only have a population of 19, so I don't need a giant, population, a giant military. I mean, that would be ridiculous and would slow down progress. I think I do want a cabinet, though. And a la million, congrats. Let's get you renamed. Is there a... Yeah, there. Make this out of shale. I'll just make a one-off for now, because I don't have a lot of need for cabinets. Just still working on pig iron bars. I think even as we work on pig iron bars, I'll do this. Work order. The metalsmith's forge. Forge. Oh my god. Steel. Crossbow. Do one. And if steel crossbows is less than 3, and steel bars is greater than 10, and refined coal is greater than 10, make a steel crossbow. So I'll have at least 3 steel crossbows once I have a source of steel. That way I can just not keep checking in on, do I have steel yet? Do I have steel yet? I don't have to be like that kid kicking the front driver's seat of the car going, are we there yet? Also, in the metalsmith's forge, I want to make iron. If I knew my alphabet, iron bolts. So forge iron bolts. They come out in batches of 25, but if iron bolts is less than, let's say, 500 or 250. Iron bars is greater than 10, and refined coal is greater than 10. We'll make iron bolts. And if I've done my math, we should end up with bolts here before too long. Free to be used. I am sort of... Okay. Another thing that would be good to do is to smooth out... Can you? Well, here. Answer this question myself. Yes, okay, you can. I'm gonna build walls just so they look nicer. It's pure aesthetics, but that's what I'm about. So, mine these out and replace them with built walls. And I see that we've made 2 batches of iron bolts, so we should get some iron bolts stocked here in just a minute. You seem built walls are more valuable? I don't think they are. It's just an aesthetic thing, if I'm not mistaken. If I change the standing order for drinks, yeah, I could modify the standing order for drinks so that they stop spamming. Let me do that right now. Kill these 2. And then put... Let's do it more reasonably. And I still have yet, I just recalled, to make the farmer's workshop. I'll get there. Just juggling too many things. Alright, so the first one we'll do is the still, because beer is more important than food. To a dwarf. Brew from plant. Do it once. If... Let's do drinks. So I'm going to actually set, like, thresholds here. And then, likewise, do the same thing in the kitchen. Juggling too many things is the heart of the experience for Dwarf Fortress. You are correct. Workshop. Farming. Farmer. See, I eventually remembered. Sort of. A little bit. Barely. I still have the easy meals. Do I? I do. What was the other one I deleted? I felt like I deleted 2 bills. Did I delete the wrong bill? Oh my god. That would be annoying if I did. I'd have no idea which one it was. Oh, drink from fruits? Yeah, I'm not gonna even bother to drink from fruits because I don't have a recurring source of fruit. So, it's like not needing to be solved. Alright, where is my munitions? They have not yet left the Metalsmith's Forge. Okay. As long as they're not being stocked incorrectly, that's fine. Alright, then here I'm gonna carve arrow loops into the walls. And then I'm gonna keep it real simple. Where I mine out a little bit of space back here. And then I'm going to keep the ammunition for the firing range here. There's a little bit of reason. When you muster your shooters, they're a little dumb. And if you keep the ammo like too close to where you're shooting without a line of sight of where you're shooting, they'll like stand by the ammo and not actually fire or anything. I've always struggled to get like a good firing line going. Just Dwarf Fortress things. How much more? Oh. Ooh, how many logs do I got? Running low. If Alright, let's start culling almond trees, I guess. Because I think I, like, killed off all of the willows. That might have been my fault. And then a lot of the builds that require specifically willow trees, I might have to revisit. But I'll do that later. Likewise, it might be useful to have this section be fired out from as well. So I'm going to, because that'll allow us to fire to everyone here. So I'll do that as well. Build it so that it faces the hallway and the outside. And we'll make it look nice. I shouldn't have right-clicked on that. I think we ran out of willow logs. There was a an order that couldn't go through. It's like, I know. I'm working on it. Make willow bins is the order I cleared. Thanks for checking. Oh, no, willow bins is still there. I'm gonna have to retool a lot of the bills though, to not be specific to a type of wood. And at this point, I should have my cabinet. And the cabinets and the chests are useful to store personal ammo, and the cabinets, if you have soldiers that aren't always in, if you have soldiers that aren't always in uniform, so they swap. But generally, I just like leave the uniform on the soldiers. So, we have a caravan from Zeneg Zim. The Baroness Consort has arrived. I'm out of lignite. I made some really nice bolts. Made more bolts. Struck wood. And in this case, they didn't need my bridge. In fact, they don't even have a caravan. Oh, there's trees over on this side. I didn't know that there were trees on this edge. But here they come. More trade opportunity. I hope they're not sketched out by the fact that I'm, like, carving arrow loops pointing straight at their heads. Yeah, don't mind this. This is just preparation for someone else. Not you guys. You're cool. You can stay. Come on. Build. Okay, diplomacy. The expedition leader, Scorpio, meets with the Baroness Consort. I am your liaison from the mountain homes. Let's discuss your situation. Alright, I don't really have any requests specifically. Trade agreements, strengthen bonds. Please consider an import agreement next year. They have a need for backpacks. Unfortunately, I really don't have a lot of leather to export backpacks, so I'm not really sure I can, like, help them out. But what I do want to do is I want to move goods to the, I'm going to move my toys, gems. What's in this? There's more toys. More toys. Gems. That should be good. That's a lot of stuff. Toys and gems being moved to the trade. So, do they have pets? Yes. So, for instance, this cat is tame and was adopted by Kilgore. And this dog is owned by Big Brody. So they can have pets. And pets can be trained to, you know, you can have warhounds and things like that, too. So once we are done awaiting items and they're all set up. No migrants, okay. We'll send Scorpio to the trade stock. An iron crossbow. I did very specifically say do a steel one, so that's not the one I was waiting on. Finally, that shell got hauled out of the way. And now we're just waiting on our broker, who is coming and has arrived. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to buy a flask. I'll buy bags, because I don't have a lot. This one contains 20 items of dimple cups, I'm assuming. Let's buy the pigtail cloth, but not the box it's in. The spider silk cloth, and yeah, I think this is going to be a much bigger trade than last year. I have more trade goods I prepared. So... I don't know if I have enough economic value to buy everything that I want. Maybe I need to do the inverse, is proffer up what I intend to part with, and then figure out from what I am able to buy. I could have certainly made a lot more, like, shale toys. I just didn't want to have my craft dwarfs do that instead of, like, actual building. I thought it was more important to get work done rather than have big trade. Right, so that's some of the toys. More toys. And the trader's still losing a lot, so maybe I have to limit what I'm buying here, but we'll see in a minute. I haven't even touched gemstones, though. I haven't been cutting the gemstones because I haven't put the jeweler to work, and that would have been handy here. And maybe for next year I can have some cut gems, because that's a pretty generic thing to be able to sell. So I have about 1422 in value here, and I think I'll prioritize... I'll part with the gems bin, too. The whole bin and everything. Potentially. And then this one as well. It's well within the allowed weight. So let's keep going. And we can buy until that green goes yellow. I mean, they want a good deal here. I don't need food, I don't need drink, so I don't need to worry about that. I'm not even going to do the plump helmets here. Now, the thing that I'm looking for is... they do have quivers. I'll buy the quivers. They don't have any pigtail. I don't think. Just plump helmets. Okay, let's keep buying the cloth then. We'll have lots and lots and lots of cloth to clothe us and for medicine and whatever else. Maybe I'll just make my own water skin, because that water skin was overpriced a bit. Done. Well, we have tons and tons of fabrics now. So, no trader requested. And then... I'm not sure we need to keep the finished good bins there either. So I'll have them pulled. Big question now. Oh, where did these come from? Oh, it's not mine. Have we done it? I see an iron crossbow, but not the steel one. Do we even have steel bars yet? Still, it takes a while to start to stockpile the required pig iron and iron and the like. Bars, 24. Oh, you have one steel bar. So we are starting to make steel now. So it's really only a matter of time. I just have to be patient. Perfect. Okay. The willow logs. Let's fix this work order. So make the willow bin is not going to work. I think once you specify a material, can it be unspecified? Let's just redo it. So, carpenter. Make wooden bin. Let's get rid of the willow bin. Make regular wooden bins. Empty bins less than 10. Logs greater than 10. Yeah, once it's specified the material, that's that. You hate it. Yep. There's a lot of, like, QOL that RimWorld has that Dwarf Fortress doesn't. I think at this point, the Ludion team is just a lot bigger. They hired people. And we'll just, what I'll do is anytime a willow thing comes up as an error, I'll redo it and make it into a generic wood. I should have done that to begin with. What happened? So once we get that crossbow, I'll put it to good use. And try to set up the first cross or marks dwarf so that we have a means to defend ourselves. So the idea here is we'll have the Marks Dwarfs be able to fire on anyone trying to get into essentially our burrow. Not that I actually have a burrow painted. And also the entire entryway here. And I might include separate areas to be able to fire in on the temple and the tavern if I really need to. Because it's actually quite common that you have problems in your tavern. Taverns are areas that attract violence, if you will. Alright, I think this trade depot is now all the stuff we have is pulled. And all the arrow loops are done here, so I'll put doors on them and call these two entryway doors done. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to over-engineer it because I want to get to other projects. So I'm going to have you guys vote on the next project while I wrap this one up. I'm going to change the lignite and the coal to greater than 10, so I'm not, like, spammed with those error messages. I'm just trying to make it easier to, like, follow along and read. The farmer's workshop. So, processing plants. We would want to process, like, pigtails here. So let's add that as a work order as well. Farmer workshop. Process plants. Reduce that down to 1. This one will be a pigtail processing. And if the pigtails are greater than 1, let's do greater than 3, then we process. I don't know who's physically doing it, but whatever. The other thing I could do is to put the pigtails in here. I'll call this the farmer station. Stockpile. To make it a little bit more generic. But that would be in plants, I think. I hope. Food, plants, pigtails. Pigtails. If I knew my alphabet, like, this would be easier. There we go. The other ones that he said that he could process was rope reed and red spinach. I'm going to do one of each to see what they result in. I don't have it memorized. Think of this as like threshing, maybe? Shona, would you say like the farmer station would be like the threshing area, for lack of a better term? Where you have to thresh and then spin? The game doesn't do a very good job of like explaining the plant process, but yeah. I am using rope reed for booze, and I would, if depending on what comes out of this work order, I might end up. So rope reed thread Let's stop brewing the rope reed. It's a surface crop that we can make thread out of, and I think, given that we have 600 drinks, we will reserve the rope reed for rope. Rope reed seeds. Where's the rope reed? Don't cook beer. Ratweed? This was rope reed. Oh, I don't even think we're brewing it. Rope reed is something wholly different. Right? Yeah, but I only had one of it. Okay. Well, we can always just gather more plants and make more threads. And then what are we making out of the red spinach? Emily, thank you for the resub. Come on, finish up. We're all staring at you. It's Geshud, no wonder. That just gives the red spinach leaves. Okay, so we don't need to do that. That don't really help us. So we will process the pigtails. And I don't have other rope reed at the moment, so I'm not even going to bother with that. There we go. At least we know we have another surface source of you know, tasks. Of thread tasks. Thank you for tuning in to Dwarf Fortress, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. I am not, however, looking for feedback, as I mentioned that in the intro and description. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow dwarves.